almost got it. I'll keep reaching for it. Lose your mind. What are you doing? Chill! Welcome back to Talking Serpents. Today we're going to do a reptile room tour. Reptile room for us is actually in my living room, but we'll start from this corner of the room and we'll just kind of move around. I'll have Stephanie, because we're going to start with the Crested Gecko. She's mainly the one that takes care of this, so I'll have her tell you a little more about the setup and the gecko itself.
So, I guess I'll show you Pepper.
Yeah, the gecko's name is Pepper.
There you are. I spooked him. Come here, Pepper. So this is Pepper. Pepper was just relinquished at a store one day, and so we picked him up. We had a baby and gave him to someone else who wanted a baby and took in Pepper because not many people want full-grown adults, and he's been precious ever since.
Yeah, every other day when you could see when he's hungry, sometimes he's almost out of food and he kind of sits at the front of the enclosure and then kind of lets us know that he's getting a little low on food. And then we'll mix up some new food, and then Stephanie or I will feed it to him. We're just kind of like hand feed it out of the bowl. I'll hold him and then just bring the bowl to him. And he seems to enjoy that.
Yeah, he sits on the front of the glass just like, hey.
Food time!
Which is funny because our tokay gecko does the same thing. Just up on the front of the glass, just, hey, I'm out of crickets.
And maybe a little more creepy.
Yeah. So every time we make him new food, we pull him out or bring it right to him and hand feed him some food. I kind of like doing that because I know he's getting food and he's eating well, and it allows me to like see in his mouth and stuff. So he's got the Exoterra small enclosure, which is a foot by a foot.
No, it's 18 by 18 by 24 high.
That's right. Yeah. So it's 18 deep, 18 wide, and 24 high. So he's a little spoiled.
Yeah, for him it's a mansion.
So we were thinking of one day putting females in there with him, which is why we got the big one, but we decided to just stick with him.
Yeah.
We didn't want to deal with the eggs.
Not at the moment. So we still have yet to do a little more research to be able to feel good about the situation. So maybe in time.
He's got his little heat bulb we put on the right side so he can choose to be in the cold corner or come to the front for heat, with a bunch of stuff in here, so it's very cluttered.
Very full. He seems to like it. Feels very safe.
When he wants to be seen, he lets himself be seen. We've got a bowl of moss down at the bottom to help create humidity.
Which is actually going to change soon. I'm going to make it's going to be like a rock waterfall. There's going to be, I have a dripping system, but I'm going to have the dripper going down a waterfall, like a rock waterfall, and then the bottom is going to be kind of like a bowl of moss, but it's going to look very
natural.
Very natural.
And so it'll replace the moss bowl with a natural waterfall bowl kind of thing. So that's pretty much for in his enclosure. And then underneath
well, we built a custom stand.
This is all his stuff. So we have all his different types of foods down here, along with an extra bowl. So instead of just like washing that bowl every time, we just switch it, let that bowl get cleaned. A chopstick to mix our our powder and water, our mister, and then fresh filtered water to fill his bowl with. So everything he needs is right here, as well as all the electrical from Eclipse's enclosure and his enclosure. All their timers are sitting on this shelf as well. So.
Also, one of the things about this enclosure, it lets out all the humidity, so I CNC plasma cut out these aluminum top covers to fit all the gaps. So that way all the humidity stays inside the enclosure instead of out. And that's no fun.
And when we put the dripper back up here, because we used to have it up here, we'll just cut a little hole that's perfect for the water to drip through.
Yeah, and it'll just drip right onto the top of the waterfall and just trickle down the rocks and just collect into the moss. So it should be pretty cool whenever I get some time.
So that's Pepper. I'll let Kyle talk about his beautiful Eclipse.
She's not so beautiful right now.
Yeah, she's in shed right now.
Yeah, we just figured out, I went to go feed her last night, and then I figured out she's in blue right now, so right now she likes to hang out in her
Cold hide.
cold hide. She's always in this thing.
Oh, she's so blue.
Yeah, hopefully she's not. She didn't seem nervous last night. I took out a tub, a small tub, and I put in a little plant in there. And I let her bask in there and soak. She seems pretty happy when I do that.
And when we don't put the plant in there, she just leaves the tub immediately.
She doesn't feel secure.
The plant in there, she'll just sit and soak in there and just look at us the whole time.
Can you see Eclipse? Say hi to YouTube.
She's so squirmy.
Ooh. But yeah, when she comes out of a shed, right now she looks so muddy. Yeah, she looks absolutely stunning when she comes out of shed.
I'm not sure if we said it, but she's a yellow anaconda.
Yeah, this is a female yellow anaconda. It was very difficult for me to get her. It was, I think I got her about a month or 2 months after the Lacey Act had changed.
Yeah, we were on like 5 waiting lists with different breeders.
In California.
Just in California, and she was the first one born that was available. Like, she ate enough times and shed enough times to finally be shipped out. And we're like, all right, let's go.
Yeah, we got her from a breeder in Northern California. The breeder, his name of his business is called Shed Skin Reptiles. And he's got a few Anaconda projects. He's got hybrids, green-yellow hybrids, just greens, yellows, and then I think he does like carpet pythons and other, but...
and he was pretty good at communicating and sending us pictures and stuff like that. So
yeah, she's been great. She has never bitten me, surprisingly. I remember back in the day I used to be a little reluctant to have a yellow anaconda since it had such a bad name, and then people were just saying like, oh, it would sit there and it would look like they were content, and then it would just make like a 90-degree turn and then bite you. But she has never done that, never taken a stab, so she's been a really good snake. Hopefully it continues like that. I do try to handle her appropriately, not for too long, and obviously often enough.
Often enough to keep her tame and nice, but not too often to stress her out to where then she's not eating at a healthy rate and whatnot.
Yeah. And right now she's in a... Is that you know what? I don't know for sure, so we're just... Okay, 40 wide. I think it's 19? 18 by 18. Okay. This is obviously not her permanent enclosure. This doesn't kill until she outgrows it. When she does outgrow it, then she'll be going over to entertainment enclosure. This is a 4 foot wide, 2 feet deep, 1.5 foot tall. Either this one or this one. Mr. Slither's my ball python. We go into her enclosure.
Yeah, we just have.
If she gets bigger than expected, there's a removable divider between these two, and then I'll just build another enclosure, and she'll just take the whole top or the bottom, whatever I decide to give her.
We'll work with it as she grows. Right now, we don't really know exactly. I mean, there's estimations and whatnot, but if she needs something more, we're definitely going to give her what she needs.
Yeah. So
but for now, this is perfect.
Like a black and white theme with the enclosure, and then on the inside I went with like a green and yellow, because yellow anacondas are like green and yellow when they're not in shed.
No.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Is that why they're called yellow anacondas?
Maybe. Maybe. Yeah, that's a clip.
We want to talk about what's in it. I mean, they can kind of see.
Yeah, you can kind of see, but she's got. This one has a day-night bulb, and they got the moss underneath the heat bulb, so you get good humidity. And then you got the water bowl that's big enough for her to get inside. And honestly, we're gonna get her a larger water bowl because I feel like she's getting a little bit bigger.
Multiple hides.
Now. Lots of hiding spots, lots of things to hide behind, so she can feel secure. And,
that's one thing we definitely like to do for our animals, is put a lot of things in there for them to feel really secure. We're just not too fond of the whole empty cage look, so.
Not saying that that's wrong, that's just what we love to do.
We try to match more of what they would naturally be in when they're in the wild, so.
That, and also our enclosures are, they're display enclosures, which is what it is.
I'd say with how nice and healthy all of our snakes are, they're doing pretty well with that.
Okay, the next one is, we'll just work from the top down a little. This one's Bandit. This is my male false water cobra. He's currently in his water dish. I fed him last night, so he won't be coming out. But I will open up the enclosure so you can see him. He's a very observant snake. I really enjoy working with him. He's has a lot of energy. Right, Bandit? Say hi to YouTube. His tongue flickers mean hello.
What are you doing?
Do you have anything for me to eat? Yeah, he always wants to eat. They're absolutely insane to eat. If you haven't seen my false water cobra feeding video, it's a little compilation of a few feedings from him. It's pretty insane. But yeah, he does climb a little bit, so I do have some stuff for him to climb on, even though people call them ground-dwelling snakes. So we got the bowl big enough for him to soak in, because they soak a lot. False water cobra comes in the name.
False water cobra.
They absolutely love water.
How big is his enclosure?
Cold hide. Lots of floral plants.
Things to look pretty with.
Yeah. This enclosure is 56 inches wide and 18 inches deep, 18 inches tall. So I think it'll be big enough for him as an adult, but if he outgrows it, obviously I'll have to do something more for him. We'll see as time goes on, obviously. Whatever he needs, he's going to get.
Yeah, we can build another one. All of our enclosures, except for that glass enclosure, we've built them all, so we can just easily build him another one if he needs something more.
Yeah. Alright, you go ahead and do Eros.
Okay. So this is Eros enclosure. I believe we already mentioned what they were. This one's 4 feet by 2 feet by 1.5. And we'll show off the beautiful Eros. Just let them know I'm coming in. Eros loves this corner.
Eros loves to hook on everything.
He
He's a
does.
really cool snake, and he's not like stressed, but he likes to throw his strength around.
Oh, he came
that
out
was
pretty
easy.
good. He didn't hook. So Theros, I mean, he's a really easy snake, very calm snake, but he wants it his way. So he'll like strengthen his body or whatever he has to do to just get his way. So
He's a brute.
yeah.
He doesn't bite. I've never been bitten by him. He's never struck at me. What about you?
Never. Like, Slipknot's obviously stronger because he's a bigger snake, but
He doesn't
never
use it.
shows that strength to us. Whereas him, I've seen more strength from him than Slipknot. But
That snake, the best way I could describe it is he's like a light switch. Either he's on or he's off. He's either not and he's just limp, or he's going to use all of his strength.
like right now, he's limp, but like
If you picked him up, he's going to wrap around your body
if he did
and
not
then
want to
just
remove
give it
from
to
my
you.
leg, he would hold on to my leg. So
Yeah.
yeah, but he's a really good boy. He's so sweet.
That's very healthy.
He's kept his colors really good. So he's got a nice big enclosure, and Theros likes to climb. Theros likes to climb, so we have this tree structure for him, and it covers the corner enough for him to act as a hide, and then we put this bush in front. He also can get underneath the tree structure as it acts like a hide. But he also likes to get up in the tree and just hang out on the tree. In fact, whenever, like, Theros also, we were just discussing this last night together, like, he tells us when he's ready for food, when he's hungry and wants to eat, and it's never a lie. Like, we've never had an issue with him not eating. And he'll like come up on the branch, and if he smells food going on with others, like he'll like do this little head shake, like, hey, I want food. Just like, you noticing me?
It's pretty odd, but either that or he'll pace the front of the enclosure, maybe like a 2-foot section, just back and forth. Is like, because we feed all frozen thawed, I'm over there in the kitchen thawing everything out in the sink, and he's just watching me. He knows my mannerisms of like, oh yeah, he looks like he's thawing out food. Yeah, that sounds nice. Oh yeah.
And it's usually like right on cue of his feeding schedule anyways, so it's not like we're just like, oh, he looks hungry, let's feed him. So, yeah, it's very scheduled, but he definitely has his way of telling you like, hey, it's feeding day. Which is really funny.
Say hello to YouTube.
And like everybody else, we've got the moss bowl in the corner underneath his heat bulb, and a water bowl right here.
This is he only has a day bulb. He has never needed a night bulb, which is kind of nice because Slipknot underneath has a day and a night bulb, and since he's directly above it, all the heat radiates in here, so it works absolutely perfectly. It's very strategic, I guess.
Yeah, one thing about the heat bulbs being underneath there, some people are like, oh, they need belly heat, but
they have both.
It's a belly heat because the bulb right underneath is warming up this part of the cage. So if at night he gets a little cold, he can just come to the right side of his cage and hi.
Oh, also, Slipknot has another night bulb right there. It's in the center of an enclosure, so lately we've been using that so that it actually, this corner...
It gets both of them, yeah.
Yeah, this corner will heat up at nighttime as well as this cage over here on the left.
So while editing the videos, we realized that it was a really long video, so we've cut it into 2 parts. So this was part 1, and tomorrow we're going to upload part 2, so we'll see you soon.
Bye-bye!